It's podcadzo.
All right. Everyone, welcome to Podcadzo. We're going to get right into it today. Please welcome back our illustrious cut.
We can start over.
Everyone, welcome to Podcadzo. Back to Podcadzo. Please welcome back our returning guest.
He didn't even try.
I learned from my mistakes. CHIEF OJIH, a.k.a. Quincy.
What's happening?
Thanks for being here, Quincy.
Absolutely.
We're changing things up and actually talking about something relevant and something people want to hear about instead of U2 and alternative rock from the 90s.
By the time this comes out, who knows what will have happened.
True. In our traditional podcadzo fashion, is going to be like 3 weeks past when no one cares about it. It just comes out. But whatever, we're addressing it anyways, mostly for our own personal interest.
It's
which
relevant
is what this
now.
podcast is for.
Yeah,
it's relevant today as we're recording it. And it is, of course, the Drake-Kendrick Lamar beef.
We're just going to get straight into it.
I think we should. There's a lot to cover.
There is.
And we'll get sidetracked, surely, somewhere through this. So.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
So, Quincy, it's been too long since you've been on the pod, so we wanted to have you back regardless. But
sure.
we thought this would be a great topic to bring you in on because I think last time you were on, it was for the hip-hop. So it was where both Drake and Kendrick Lamar loomed large. We talked about both those artists. So it's pretty wild that they're both in a beef now.
I wouldn't be surprised. It is wild, but I'm not kind of surprised.
Well, yeah, I guess the roots of this beef go back like 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I know very little about it. I've listened to some of the diss tracks. I read an article by USA Today.
Oh, great.
Which gave me a brief history.
Oh, sick.
Where I go for all my hip-hop related
Yeah,
news.
that's
USA
where everyone
Today.
goes. Yeah.
It was so written.
You're fucking pathetic, bro.
So,
That's insane. USA Today.
dude, I literally looked
Everyone's
up.
got to have an opinion, dude.
I literally looked up on my work computer Drake Kendrick Lamar disagreement.
Aren't there like 3
USA
wars
remake?
going on right now?
At
least 3 major wars going on.
Lost myself. You mean hip hop beefs by wars or actual wars?
No, like literal wars.
Like literal wars.
Like people dying.
Yes.
And USA Today is like, here's the full breakdown
It's very
on Kendrick and Drake.
We could look up the USA Today article later, but it was very much written for like 50-year-old white women who've never listened to Kendrick Lamar.
That's
who like kids told them something about the beef and they wanted to understand it.
The fact they're even writing the article for that audience, for people that they would never give two shits about, is insane.
Yeah.
Just, wow.
It was pretty, but I will say it's a well-written article. It's very neatly laid out, and it went back into the history a little bit. So that's how I know the roots of this beef are like 10 years old at this point. I don't know how should we start discussing this?
Drake is losing that fight. That's how I'm starting it.
Every time I think about that, I'm like, man, Drake looks kind of stupid. I just think about the dick pic leak from a few months ago. I'm like, none of it matters. He's going to be fine.
Oh my God.
He is going to be fine. He's truly too big to fail.
Yeah. Both literally from a penis perspective, he's too big to fail, and also just as a persona within music.
I never actually saw the picture as much as I tried to look it up. It
I
was
definitely
scrubbed
tried
from
to
the
find
internet.
it too.
Yeah.
It was gone pretty quick. But yeah, I don't know. It's just something you got to think about because it's like that was just a few months ago, really, and now he kind of. I mean,
he knows how to stay relevant. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
For real.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, good we got that out of the way to begin with. The dick pic that was going to come up inevitably.
I feel like that was part of it in some way or another. Kendrick's been heated ever since that pic was leaked, and he's like, man, it's too much. Like,
So is the latest diss track Euphoria?
No.
No?
Oh,
There's been
man,
no
you're
since
so
I'm so
far
out of the loop,
behind.
dude.
Man.
you said you wanted to talk about this. I thought you knew.
Yeah, because I wanted to learn.
I felt scared that I didn't know enough, but I know
That's why
more
we-
than you.
that's why we brought in
all right,
Quincy.
yeah.
So let's start from like what kind of started the back and forth diss tracks, right? So,
Do you need something to drink or anything, by the way? Water?
There should be.
water would be good.
We got
Water would
some
be good.
soda pop.
Soda.
We got beer.
Cans of water. Beer.
I do not have cans of water. I've got water from the tap.
Beer would be good.
Okay. Let me peep
You know-
the fridge.
Where should I start? Yeah, no. So basically, what started the back and forth was Kendrick. Well, first of all, Metro Boomin and Future had released a new album. Damn, what is it called? I should know this. It's called "We Don't Trust You." Yeah, "We Don't Trust You." I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's "We Don't Trust You." And Kendrick was on the song "Like That" with Metro Boomin and Future, and and Kendrick basically just went on a rant, and not only calling out Drake, but he called out J. Cole in the process, talking about the big three and things like that. Like, because there's this whole thing about the big three: Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole, right? And who's the best out of the big three and things like that. Much appreciated, my guy.
Yeah, no worries.
There's always been this big debate about, like, is Cole the best? Is Drake the best? Is Kendrick the best? Things like that. So, yeah, he went on and basically just roasted Drake and J. Cole. And what's even funny is that J. Cole released, I think, an album or a diss track.
He released a whole album.
Yeah, released the whole album, and then like either a few days later or the following week, deleted the album.
Yeah, he totally bitched out and apologized.
Yeah,
like
and then
48
apologized at his own festival. Do you like? Okay, let me just. I know we talking about Drake and Kendrick, but let's talk about J. Cole real quick.
No, I'm glad that we
Yeah,
are, because it's honestly fucking hilarious that he's not getting dragged more too. I feel like that should be relevant.
Well, trust me when I say he was, but looking back at it now, you seeing what Kendrick is doing to Drake now, I'm glad he did. Because that could have turned out so bad for this man's career. But yeah, J. Cole deleted the album and apologized. So now we're just left with. So we all know where J. Cole stands. So now we got Drake and Kendrick.
Well, can I ask, like, what might be kind of an ignorant question?
What's up?
Why is J. Cole, like, who puts J. Cole in, like, the top three? And, like, why?
That's the same thing.
Because, like, I just don't get it. Like, he's got one album that's pretty good, but, like, I just don't understand. He doesn't hold a candle to, like, Kendrick Lamar, in my opinion.
I would argue differently.
Okay.
I actually do put him in the top three because he's released some really good albums. I think, yeah, we talk about 2014 Forest Hills Drive being, like, the album that everybody, like, got hype on, but he's released so much more than that. Shoot, let me even pull up his discography real quick. J. Cole.
Here, I got you.
For sure. All right, so like KOD was good, but that came after 14.
Yeah, KOD, like, I don't know. What are your feelings on that record?
KOD was solid, but it was 2018 and people were listening to a lot of more trap music around that time, or even listening to Kendrick over KOD. But I would say like Cold World was great for me. Born Center was also really good. And then obviously, like I said, you had 2014 Forest Hills Drive. So those albums for me have, put Cole at the top three for me. And then we in the last time I was here, we talked about Kendrick and Drake, and you already know what they put out. So they put them at the top three because like their flows are all unique, right? And it's something about like their rap style that just like, damn, that shit is just good. Like, no, I don't think any rapper can, in my opinion, can stand up to those three.
So obviously Drake deserves to be at the top of the chart just because of pure numbers. Like, he's undoubtedly the most
But you
successful
can argue the same thing for
rapper.
Kendrick, though.
Well, yeah. So I was gonna say, in my mind, I know like people always talk about J. Cole being a good lyricist and just a talented rapper, and then obviously Kendrick he's been my favorite current rapper for a long time. I love Kendrick's music, but I always put Drake in a lesser league when it comes to actual like rap skill. Like, he's a great songwriter. He's really good at being famous and producing hits, but I don't think he holds a candle to Kendrick when it comes to like pure rapping ability.
I would argue differently only because if you're looking at Drake from a post Views point of view, like after the album Views, that's when the fall off started to happen. But
Yeah.
you start looking at okay, Thank Me Later, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same. Those albums like put Drake at the top, right? Like Drake's flow and So Far Gone was another one too. Drake used to rap like Kendrick and J. Cole.
But it's just like,
But after Views, it was a total change after
well,
that.
yeah, but like Views was in 2016. He's put out so much
More before that.
before that, but also after that. Like, just, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. In my opinion, like dog shit. Like,
Well, that's what I'm
all
saying.
of it's been horrible for at least the last few years. But like Kendrick, his through line is like he's always consistent. Like, even though some people didn't like everything he did on Mr. Morale, it's like this dude's trying to like push this thing forward. And like Drake seems fucking bored when I listen to him. He's just like, yeah, I'm just doing this.
He
for
just
the
found, he
paycheck.
found a
I mean-
formula that.
I mean, think about when his first project came out. We're talking
That is true. He does have some
2009.
years. Yeah.
Kendrick didn't come out until when?
2007 even.
Yeah. And then Kendrick didn't come out until when? Like
20 10, 11.
Like 2011.
Yeah, 2011.
Like 2 years later.
I think it was.
And on
Good
top of that,
kid.
he's gotten all these accolades and things like that. I would be bored too, but he's trying to stay relevant. Kendrick's sticking to his own formula. You know what I mean?
I don't even know if when I listen to Drake, I get the only thing he's trying to do is stay relevant. Like that's all that matters. But like, I don't know. When I listen to Kendrick, even when there's like missteps, or like what I feel are missteps, it's like at least he's still trying to like do his own thing and like push it forward
Evolve.
and be inventive.
Correct.
And like I
Rather
don't know,
than
even
fall
like
into
J.
a
Cole,
formula.
like what was that album that J. Cole put out a couple years ago?
That's when I first started listening. I know what album you're talking about. That's when I
Um,
first started listening to J. Cole.
The off season.
Yeah,
When he put out the
Off-Season.
off season, you know, I listened to it and I was like, this is good. It just doesn't seem as inspired. And like, yeah, again, just like
And then didn't
rap
he move
skill wise,
to-
like J. Cole is like, and this is probably wrong too, but J. Cole is just like very like straightforward, like narrative rapper.
Yep.
And like Kendrick is like so like metaphorical about all of his deliveries and like intentional with like everything that he does. It's just like,
Right. Like I
don't
said,
know.
I feel like in the past, all three of them were rapping like narrative wise, right?
yeah.
But then, like I said, with Drake, after Views, things changed, and now he's just trying to stay relevant, rapping with all these younger rappers that can't rap for shit. That's why he argues in some of his points, like, oh, I put people on, things like that, and that's cool, but at the end of the day, like, you're still a mid rapper now. You're not like, bring back Thank Me Later, Drake. I promise you. I had that album on repeat for like a while. And then with Kendrick, like you mentioned, the missteps may be there, but he's sticking to his own formula. Same thing with Cole, sticking to his own formula. That's why I say, like, your viewpoint of Drake now, it's valid, but you're looking at it from a post Views point of view, rather than like if you were listening to his old stuff, then you'd see why people put him at the top three with J. Cole and Kendrick, especially for the fact that Kendrick and J. Cole were on those albums.
So it's more of like the top three of like this entire generation rather than the big three of just like the last couple years.
Correct.
Okay. That clarifies a lot for me because it's like right now I feel like honestly none of them are in the top three. Like there's a lot of rappers who have put out better shit this year
Oh,
than
for
like
sure.
any of these dudes. So.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, and then the thing that, back to my earlier point about Kendrick, it almost seemed like below Kendrick to even be beefing with, like, I always considered Kendrick much more of like an artist and a pure rapper who like wouldn't get involved in like culture wars like this.
I couldn't say
But
that.
I just don't know much about Kendrick, I guess.
I
I just
feel
thought he
like-
was like so weird and out there and
I
independent.
feel like
that-
these like rap battles are like for the culture, like for the most part.
It is. Because, like, you say it's beneath them. I mean, it wasn't beneath Biggie and Tupac when they were going at each other's throats in the 90s. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, how do you
But-
feel about the whole AI Tupac lyrics in that Drake song?
that was fucked.
That's fucking dumb, right?
that was fucked.
No matter what your opinion is, that's pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah. Truly scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he.
And he had to use AI Snoop because he knew Snoop wouldn't do hit verses on Kendrick. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, and so back.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Back to why why Kendrick is beating Drake in the beef so far. Is it because from the diss tracks I've listened to, it just feels like Drake doesn't have the like gas in the tank or the pure raw ability to keep up with Kendrick. Because like the Kendrick diss tracks, the flows are just unbelievable. They go super hard. And Drake, it just feels like anything else he's done where he's just phoning it in.
He hasn't even listened to. You haven't heard Meet the Grams yet?
No, I've heard that. I
okay.
didn't know chronologically where each fell.
Okay.
I just knew the titles.
Meet the Grams came after
Euphoria. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you only heard Euphoria.
No, I've heard all of them.
Okay, sorry.
And then there was another one after that, which is 616 in LA. And I'm just like, crap. This man, no, let me tell you how diabolical Kendrick is. This man made a bop for a diss track. Like, people are making dances to this song right now. It's insane. I'm like, dude, Kendrick is beating Drake, and it's not even close right now. Like, Drake is hard. In my opinion, I feel like Drake's songs are his diss tracks were mid, and on top of that, it doesn't help that like he probably has those ghostwriters working overtime to get them shits pumped out.
Yeah, true.
Like whereas it seems like Kendrick, excuse me, Kendrick had that shit in the tank and already ready to go. As soon as like, okay, Drake's gonna respond with this. Boom.
Yeah,
I'm gonna upload it right now.
Like, excellent. Another one.
I'm talking about like not even 10 minutes later after Drake dropped his diss track, Kendrick drops his.
Literally.
I was like, oh my God, what is happening
He
here?
had him in the chamber.
Oh my God.
If there's like one person, or not one, there's like a very few, there's a list of a few rappers where I'm like, there's no way that they use ghostwriters. Kendrick's one of them. Like, there's just the way that he delivers insults. It's like no one but Kendrick could come up with a line like that.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, when you're listening to Drake, you're like, this seems like a group of people came up with this together.
Facts.
Like, it seems like it was orchestrated by a hive mind to like get it released.
I also say this too, like, and it's been said on the internet multiple times, but if Kendrick's diss tracks taught me anything, I'm not hating enough.
Need to be way more spiteful.
No, like I'm telling you, the way Kendrick dropped these tracks and everything he said in said tracks, I'm like, this is a level of hate that I need to accomplish because then people won't fuck with me.
Literally.
Okay,
Oh
so
my God.
I need to understand the origins of this because I'm having trouble wrapping my head around it. Like, what pushed it over the edge? I know that like 10 years ago, I'm pretty like obviously Kendrick and Drake collaborated a lot. Kendrick was featured on some early Drake albums, went on tour with Drake.
Yep.
I know they've worked on songs for other artists together. And then at one point, Kendrick, I think on a feature on someone else's song, like dissed Drake in that song, saying that he ain't shit. And then Drake was very gracious about that and said, oh, Kendrick's just on a little bit of an ego trip right now. Like, he didn't really mean it. I'm cool with it. And then I think there's been like small retaliations or instigations since then by both sides. But I don't really know what pushed over the edge where this is at the forefront of everyone's minds lately.
I couldn't tell you. I think Metro Boomin told Kendrick something in that studio for him to go off like that, because I don't know.
Really, you think he just dropped a bomb like while they were recording?
Must be, because that shit came out of nowhere. Because like I remember I wanted to listen to that Future and Metro album for a while, and so when I was listening to it, I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then I heard Like That, and I just hear Kendrick's verse. I'm like, what did this man do to make Kendrick this mad? Like, what happened? I couldn't tell you. I legit couldn't tell you. It's just Metro must have said something. Okay. I mean, obviously the beef's been lingering, but Metro said something to him in that studio to just like, okay, yeah, no, I need to get this man, start outing this man. And let's be real, Drake doesn't have the best rap sheet nowadays. Like almost everything that Kendrick's been saying in those diss tracks is valid, and it's just like
and he's not even denying the right stuff. Like Kendrick's like, you a pedo and you got a secret daughter, and Drake's like, hey yo, I don't have a secret daughter. Like,
bro said
Who
that.
said anything about a secret daughter?
Bro, in Drake's latest diss track, Drake said, "I'm too famous to be a pedophile." I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? Then,
yeah, like
Was-
that means
yeah.
nothing.
do you know how many celebrities have been called pedophiles?
Like, if
been
anything,
accused of
you're a
He's too
pedophile
famous to
because
not
you're
be a
famous. Yeah,
pedophile, yeah.
exactly.
Like what?
Okay, so wait, Pusha T was the last Drake beef, right? And was Pusha T the one who brought up Adonis in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then Drake denied it then, and then later on
Here we
was
see
like, actually,
Adonis.
that is my son.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the secret daughter, was there like rumors about that before Kendrick brought it to people's minds?
I think people found out about it as soon as Kendrick.
Okay.
And now
Which is
everyone
so
is
crazy.
yeah.
Dude.
everyone
He's
is
ruining the
speculating.
guy's life.
No, for real. Everyone is speculating, dude, who's the daughter, who's the baby mom, all that kind of crap. It's insane because Kendrick could rap about something like that, and it could be true because look what he did with Adonis. Like, you hid this boy away from the entire world for God knows how long.
And for why?
Yeah, it's like, fool me once, Drake.
Like, dude, you've proven to be a deadbeat dad. Like, so
Does Adonis live in France?
I don't
That's
even
something I
fucking
heard.
know.
Or that was an allegation, right? That Adonis, or
The
does
mother
the
is
daughter
French.
live in? Okay.
I think the mother is French, something like that.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't know
this is
exactly
so
the deets.
Crazy.
I do know, I guess Drake said something about his team, like putting lies into Kendrick's team about the daughter,
something
like
like
feeding them
that.
a false narrative.
Interesting.
But again, why?
Yeah.
That just makes him look
Look,
fucking
I know.
stupid. It doesn't really make Kendrick look any one way or another. And
Yeah, because it's not like anyone really that like holds the truth too dear in rap beefs anyways. It's
Right.
not like we're gonna discredit Kendrick's camp by
it's just
spreading
like, yeah,
lies. And then
you
people are
probably
gonna
got a
discover their
secret
lies.
daughter.
It's
Like
fine.
he was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, you got a secret daughter.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And
say
then,
it. It's no big deal.
Yeah, it's just a thing because Drake is who he is. And then Drake's like, yeah, no, we actually we were making that up. Like
Now
we're
Kendrick
fucking
looks
with
like
y'all.
a fool for saying something wrong. People are like, no, dude, you definitely have a secret
It's
daughter.
definitely you, man.
You're definitely lying.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm glad I wasn't missing anything about the start of the beef. So it was just the theory is that Kendrick maybe heard information from Metro Boomin, and then he threw the first stone.
He
to
threw the
start
first
this.
stone. I mean, the hate was already there. I think he was just like, you know what? Fuck it, why not? Like, let's start. Bring real rap back and start this rap beef, man. That's what we doing.
I don't know. I feel like maybe in a weird way, I feel like Kendrick is kind of unhappy with the state of hip hop and rap right now, and the fact that everyone's just like passive and trying to like deliberately rip each other off. No one's like individualistic anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It almost
It
seems
is in a truly
like a little
crazy
bit
state.
like he was just like, fuck it, let's light a bit of a fire, like let's see what the fuck happens. Like Drake's at the top, in my opinion. Like, yeah, he has maybe older shit that's good, but like Drake's just like lately just not good, and doesn't seem like he gives a shit about the culture or rap. And like,
he's a pop star.
those are like the things that Kendrick cares about. So it's like, I'm gonna go after the dude that's just a fucking fake, superficial piece of shit.
Absolutely.
And also, like, anyone could call Drake a pedophile and not really feel that out of line saying it. You know what I mean? Like,
Euphoria
he's just kind of saying
is a
shit that
tough
we're all
watch.
thinking.
Have you guys watched Euphoria?
Yes.
Pretty tough watch.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's so. What was the first diss track? I'm having trouble.
So
with
the diss track was like that on Metro Boomin and Kendrick's.
Oh, right.
On Metro
On
Boomin
the-
and
yeah,
Future's. It wasn't really a diss track. It was more of a diss verse.
right.
And then I can't remember if Drake had dropped the track after that, or no. Drake was just on Instagram putting on his stories like, talking shit about Kendrick, telling Metro Boomin to shut the fuck up and make some beats or some shit like that. And then that's when Euphoria dropped. So I would say that the official first diss track would be Euphoria.
Euphoria.
Yeah.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Euphoria. Then I forgot what was the name of Drake. See, that's how bad. That's how
I know. I
mid-
can't remember any of Drake's
I can't-
responses.
Golly. Hold on, let's see. Drake's diss tracks.
The one I can't remember. The one it was Family Matters, right?
Was it Family Matters?
The one that had Tupac and Fake Snoop on
Yes,
it,
I think so.
and then I
And
don't
then
remember
Kendrick
any of
did
the
like
other
a-
ones until The Heart Part 6, which
Part 6.
which is just
That shit was mid. It was so mid.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Mid, I feel like mid is putting it generously. Like it's sad.
It was. So, why did Billboard rank them? I don't want them ranked. I want to know the order they dropped. Here we go.
Don't pull no coffin out your mouth. I'm way too paranoid for a threat. And then it's a lot of goofies with a check. I hope the sentiment's symbolic. My temperament bipolar. I choose violence.
Yeah.
Fuck sneak diss and first person shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches. Like I'm pretty sure Kendrick there might have just been a lot of like sneak dissing going on.
Oh, there was.
Because that was like the main thing.
Yeah, first person shooter was a Drake track, right? Or,
Mhm.
yeah.
Even For All Dogs getting buried. Like, For All Dogs is Drake's latest album. Like, that shit. That's what I knew. I was like, oh, he's taking shots at Drake right now. So it was that verse on Like That. Then after that, Drake released Push Ups, right? Which, again, I thought it was some mid. It wasn't good. Then Drake.
Oh, shit.
Then after that, Drake released another diss track, which was Tailor Made Freestyle, which I think was in response to Rick Ross, because Rick Ross was also involved. Because Rick Ross, because Rick Ross was like,
dip his fingers in.
oh yeah, because Rick Ross was over here saying that like Drake, because there was this picture floating around of Drake putting on blackface, and it's just like, dude, this is not good for you, dude. Like, this is not looking good at all. Like, because what was you doing as a black man with blackface on, dude? Like,
what Kendrick said, I'm a white rapper. Time to do blackface then.
oh my god, it was insane. But it was like back in his acting career. I don't know what prompted it, but that's where Rick Ross decided.
On Degrassi, he did blackface.
I don't know if it was during. I don't know if it was
I thought
specifically
you
on
meant
Degrassi.
recently he did blackface.
No, this is back when. Yeah, this is back when he was on Degrassi, but it wasn't on Degrassi. He was like,
Gotcha.
I don't know, just
Degrassi
some random
era,
photo.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Rick Ross had done a track talking about that shit, and amongst other things, and that's when Drake made another a diss track called Tailor Made Freestyle, but that was directed towards Rick Ross. It wasn't directed towards Kendrick, at least not that I know of. Then that's when Euphoria came out. Kendrick's airing out Dirty Laundry. Then he releases 616 in LA,
Right.
which was the double down, which was insane. Then that's when Drake releases Family Matters. Then after Family Matters, it was Meet the Grams by Kendrick. And then Not Like Us, which is the most recent one by Kendrick. And then The Heart Part 6, which is by Drake. So, a lot.
616 in LA. This was the line I was thinking of. Fuck a phantom. I like to buy yachts when I get the fever. Wine cooler spill on my white t-shirt. The sightseer. Like, trifecta, money, morals, and culture. That's my leisure. My visa passport tatted. I show up in Ibiza. Like, whoa!
This man is a lyrical genius.
Demon. Yeah, but where did I go? The Family Matters one was.
That was so. I don't know. All of Drake's stuff wasn't that. It wasn't that good.
Yeah, it's just all so boring.
Like he was basically those shots that he took at Kendrick was, oh, you beat your. I think the allegations for Kendrick are like, oh, you beat your baby mama or something like that. That's why you can't see your daughter, things like that. And I don't know if those allegations are true or not. If they are, that's crazy. But that doesn't stop the fact that Drake is still a pedo. So
how would like how would only Drake know if Kendrick was a wife beater? Like, I just don't see how that's possible.
Facts. I mean, somebody else would have said something.
Yeah.
So
It's very true.
Is it true? Who knows? But those are the allegations.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much all the diss tracks. It's a lot of them. It's hard to keep up with them, especially when they keep going at each other at a rapid rate. Like, I'm still stuck on the fact that Kendrick released whatchamacallit, he released Meet the Grams shortly after Family Matters. Like,
Dude, yeah, they came so quick. And
gosh.
Meet the Grams, like, I don't know, that song, in a lot of ways, to me, it doesn't even seem like a diss track. It's just like Kendrick like talking to Drake's people and being like, yo, like, you gotta free yourself from this bullshit.
Starting it with Dear Adonis is wild.
And
like,
then saying
addressing it to his son is
either you die right there or pop that man in the head, son. Like, holy fuck, bro.
Adonis is gonna grow up scarred for life, dude.
I mean, he wasn't not going to anyways, being just in this world.
The angle of
all.
like Drake not wanting Adonis to be known because he didn't want him to live like a public life or whatever, I just feel like that's bullshit, because you can still be like, yo, I got a kid, but then just not tell anyone who your kid is or like what their name is or like where they live or you know.
I feel like most people would still respect like, please leave my kid out of it.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
No, they're not leaving anything on the table, man. They're like, no, fuck it.
It's refreshing. In our lifetime, there haven't been too many major beefs that stand out. There was recently the Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion beef, which really fizzled out. It was extremely disappointing. And that Nicki Minaj track was terrible. That was disappointing because I'm a Nicki Minaj fan, as I've stated on this podcast before.
To be fair, I didn't even know they was beefing.
It was maybe like 2 or 3 diss tracks back at each other. Or like Nicki Minaj just went off the rails. Everyone thought she was going insane because it was I forget what the name of the Megan Thee Stallion track was, but it wasn't even like when I read into it, it seemed like Nicki Minaj just totally misinterpreted something she said as a diss. I don't remember what the verse was, and then Nicki Minaj just went off the rails and made this track called Bigfoot, which was a reference to Megan Thee Stallion getting shot by Tory Lane.
Oh man!
Which I also I knew about that, but never really got into the details of it. That's a crazy story because that was like 4 years ago. That was in 2020 when she got shot in the foot.
Yeah,
but it didn't come out until like what, a year ago, 2 years ago, and
she had that shit in the heater.
Yeah,
ready to throw shots.
Your flow is such a bore. Drinking a bottle of Henny through a straw, bitch. You better stop that dialogue.
Oh my god,
so good.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's but the way like I think most people interpreted it is like Megan Thee Stallion just put out a track, and even I was like, "What the fuck did she say?" And it was like, "Nikki, cool down." It was nothing, and then she was just like, "No, I'm coming out with this." And it was like she like made this in like a day, and it really sounds like it. It's the most generic beat.
This
ever.
little begging whore talking about Megan's Law. For a free beat, you could hit Megan's Raw. If you a ghostwriter party in Megan jaw, shots thrown. But I still ain't let
maybe
Megan
I was
score.
wrong. Maybe this song.
No,
is
it's
really
got good. The beat.
Some good
I agree with you. The beat is not good.
Yeah,
but I don't really ever like Nicki Minaj's production style. It's just too stuck in the like 2000s for me. But yeah, I don't know. The lyrics on this were great. I remember when it came out, I listened to it and then I went and read the lyrics. So I was like, I feel like literally every single line was just a shot, and it literally every single line is a shot. Like,
Jesus.
Now listen up, Bigfoot. You know I got a lot of tea. I went easy on you. You know, whenever I meet a woman that would fuck her friend's man, and let you talk about how your ex-friend baby on the internet.
Jesus Christ.
Like at least in Kendrick, or like until we get to this track till 616 in LA, it's nuanced and
It's very nuanced.
Veiled disses,
But
and like you really have to be ahead to like even discover that some of these are diss tracks.
And that's just Kendrick's rapping style. He's always been like that.
Yeah.
Like, everything is even J. Cole was like that. And even Drake was like that back in the day too. Everything was nuanced. So if you was a major rap head, like, and paid attention to the innuendos, you knew what they were saying under all of that, right? And so this is no exception to that rule. But I will say though, like, in some of those tracks, especially this one, he's like, yeah, he's not even trying to hide this shit. He's like, yeah, no, you're a fucking pedophile. Like, you tried to hide your kid from us. You're having relations with underage girls. Like, fuck off.
Isn't one of the allegations too that the FBI is watching his house? Or did that come up as a consequence of the pedophile?
Like
diss?
so one of the like pieces of art, like one of the album art or single arts, had something to do with the
Drake's
FBI.
house.
Yeah, it was like a over of Drake's house with like pins on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which again, fucking brilliant, dude. To just like put that much like not even marketing effort, just like artistic effort into what kind of just looks like cheesy single art, but is actually like so much more complex than that.
Right.
It's like, damn, this dude's a fucking genius. Because Drake's art for the diss tracks, it all seemed super stock. Like, none of it seemed like there was thought put into it. But then, yeah, with all the Kendrick releases, how close they were together and how the art for each individual song fit the song and just like the overall theme of the beef so well. It's like, damn, this dude seems like he's been preparing for this for a fucking minute.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he was waiting for... And honestly, like, I don't know, like, he was probably, like, he was expecting Drake to drop, like, a diss track in return, because that's just what happens. And then, like, the J. Cole thing happened as, like, an aside, and he probably never had shit for J. Cole anyway. Like, he probably had these songs locked and loaded, ready to go.
Well, we don't know
Just for
that
Drake.
because J. Cole freaking apologized before anything could happen.
Yeah,
so.
there could be songs in the vault for J. Cole too. Who knows?
Does J. Cole have any chance of like being respected again? Do you think?
I would hope so. He's still a good rapper. He's good-hearted, but like, it kind of shows you how bad people wanted some beef within the rap community because it's been really soft. Everyone's all buddy-buddy with each other. So for Kendrick, for J. Cole to like release a diss album and then retract it and then apologize at his own festival in front of everyone, it's like, come on, dude. Come on, dude. Like, we want that good, like, gritty shit, right? We want people beefing because that brings out good rapping competition.
Oh yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I mean? Like, again, you see what happened between Biggie and Pac? Like, they was going at each other's throats. And some bops came out of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like this.
Or the battle of Britpop, Oasis and Blur. The level of music that came out of that is truly phenomenal.
Like, it's.
I feel like every time you say something like that, my penis gets smaller. Explain that to me.
I'm just trying to bring it back to something our audience will know of, Julian. The battle of Britpop. All right. Our audience doesn't know the Biggie Tupac beef.
They don't?
No, they do. Probably.
They probably know way more about that than whatever bullshit he's talking about.
We're going to do a soda on that next.
Wait a second.
Quincy, stick around for that. I'm about to educate you on something.
I'm here to learn.
You're going to wish that you never met this guy.
If you don't already.
I will say the funniest thing to come out of this entire beef has nothing to do with Drake or Kendrick, but Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin, after the Heart Park 6, dropped the first ever diss beat.
Diss beat, right?
Really?
He produced a beat, and he posted it on Twitter. It was like, the person that puts the best verse on it gets like a final production of it. So I was like, wait a minute. And it's called BBL Drizzy. And the only reason why it's called that is because Drake had liposuction.
A Drake diss type beat. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
And Kendrick said he's on Ozempic too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane, dude. This is insane because I'm just like, I've never in my life have ever heard of someone making a diss beat. That shit is so funny. And there's actually like videos of people rapping over that shit and just going in on Drake, man. Wait, is it on Drake? Yeah, it's on Drake.
That's
Going
so
in
funny.
on Drake, and I'm just like, shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't cut them quarters like your daddy did. Fuck what Ozempic did.
Oh my god.
And then I just gotta say, it's on Meet the Grams too. I forget where, but he says like grew facial hair because he understood being a beard just fit him better.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh my god. Kendrick's a demon.
Such a demon, dude.
Oh my god. Diabolical, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in Drake's camp, I'm sorry for you. I feel very, very sorry for you. If you, like...
Morale is probably at an all-time low.
I've even met, like... Well, not met. I've talked to Drake fans, and, like, you're a Drake fan. Like, everyone knows who wins this battle.
Oh, I'm a Drake fan, but I'm a Kendrick fan more, and I can tell you that Kendrick won this year wholeheartedly.
Will any of this matter in a year? Are there lasting impacts, or will it just be something we look back at as a fun time?
I mean, with the era of TikTok and 10-second videos and shit on Reels, I'm pretty sure people's attention spans are not going to allow them to remember this next year. I mean, I'll say this. At the end of the year, it'll be talked about as a recap of what the year had. Because they always have that. They have recaps,
for
right?
Sure.
But I promise you, 2025, going on 2026, no one's going to remember this happen.
And you don't think it will like have any lasting impacts on their careers or anything? Because I'm just wondering, like, how does this end? Does it just fizzle out?
It'll end when Drake goes to fucking prison. If the allegations are real, he's going to fucking prison.
I don't know. Today, I was just like on Instagram a few times, and like almost every time I opened Instagram or just like saw some random social media shit, it was just like a music blog or just like a journalist, someone just randomly being like, well, we've decided that the Kendrick and the Drake beef is over now, and here's who won. And it's like, wait, who just arbitrarily is like, yep, it's over. And multiple articles were just like, it doesn't even really matter like if more diss tracks get released at this point. Like, we already know like what's going to happen and who won. And it's just like,
it's a bunch of think pieces.
This is a publicity stunt for you guys.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, that's all it is. It's all it is, because news outlets and all these magazines and shit, they realize their content is stale. So they were like, oh shit, this is hot. We want to talk about it. And that'd be it. You know, that's what's getting them their dollars for all the people that are reading their articles is shit like this. But I promise you, they're not going to talk about this next year.
Yeah.
They won't.
Yeah.
They won't.
I feel like it might be interesting, like next time, if there is another Kendrick album, like another studio album, if it comes out in like 4 or 5 years, we're going to look back and we're going to be like, well, the last thing that you released was, like 616 in LA and Meet the Grams and all this, all these diss tracks. And so it's kind of like, because when I've thought about Kendrick in the past, it's always been like, you know, album to album. Like he put out To Pimp a Butterfly, and then we didn't really hear from him until Damn came out. There were like features and stuff, obviously, but nothing that was like Kendrick Lamar's universe until Damn came out. And it's been that way, just like album to album, I feel like, up until now, where it's like he just has a bunch of standout singles that might be some of his most streamed songs of all time. Like, they don't fit in the context of an album or anything. So when he puts out his next, whatever it is, LP, it might kind of feel like, I don't know, just a bit more detached from like the rest of the discography. I feel like that would be the biggest thing that would really happen. And also just people looking back and being like, wow, that was funny. Like, remember when you put those songs out and like fucking shut Drake down?
I'm telling you, Not Like Us is a top chart song already. It's a diss track, but it's a bop. Like, again, the fact that people are making dances to a diss track is insanity. Like, there are line dances.
That'd be so rough to be Drake and see that.
Like, what? Like, people are... You're going to have the Not Like Us challenge go on TikTok, and that's it. That's your career. Just that's what ended your career right there.
It's a TikTok trend to dance to your misery right now.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. This guy said really mean things about you, and the kids are loving it. They're making cute dances to this.
I bet you Adonis is dancing to that shit right now.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah. You are a gay pedophile, Dad.
God.
Sorry.
Kendrick, look what you've done. I hope you're happy. I hope you're successful. I hope what you wanted happened, because look what's happening now.
Is that because I was gonna ask about the beard comment? Is he saying the beard just because Drake is alleged to have sex with little boys, or is Kendrick alleging that Drake is just gay as well?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Dude, honestly, I think he just thought it would be funny. To be like,
it is
yo,
a great, yeah.
Drake, you gay.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck, I just had something good to say. Oh, well, this wasn't it. But anyways, do you think this is obviously very speculative, but do you think Drake how much is this affecting him in his personal life? Do you think? Like, do you think this is like ruining his life right now, or do you think he's just like, this is just more money in the
He's
bank for
walking
me?
around
I'm gonna be totally fine after
with
this.
the sad Charlie Brown music playing.
Yeah.
What kind of confirmed that speculation to me is the fact that he put in a bar saying, "I'm too famous to be a pedophile." He is raking in this money.
Yeah.
He gives two fucks. As long as he's earning money, he don't give a fuck. He stopped giving, like, we all know it. His rap started to decline after views because he was getting money. He don't care. He doesn't write his own lyrics no more. All his beats are mid, all his tracks are mid, so on and so forth. He does not care. As long as he's basically staying relevant off of this. So
Yeah.
whatever, anything for clout.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, there's no way he's
Any press
doing
is good
anything but like,
press.
oh, Kendrick has another track out. Cool, assemble the team. We'll get something together.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. He's just a culture. Like, he's
a
not
culture
a person.
vulture.
He's a culture vulture. He's a businessman.
Yeah, he's kind of one of those people that goes above like superstar status and just becomes like mogul status, like Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z is like a brand.
Yeah.
Like Drake's whole thing is kind of just like the Drake brand, like the lifestyle, the albums obviously, but then just like the shit you have to like buy and the ways you have to act to like be
Like all
within
of
the universe.
Like all of the OVO merch and all of that stuff that you have to buy and shit.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't forgive anyone that says that he's the new MJ. I can die with that. People are saying that Drake is the new MJ.
Really?
Like new
Like
Michael
Jackson?
Jackson.
MJ?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
fuck. I think meant Jordan for like
Well,
Air
there's-
Jordan.
How's there
Yeah.
there a single comparison to draw there? Like
don't
just
know.
because he's a
The pedophile thing.
how is Taylor Swift?
No, for real.
I mean, that's an easy one.
Oh shit! Oh my god! I didn't even put that shit together.
I didn't understand for
Yeah.
like 5 seconds what
Drake's
you said,
house
and
is
then I was
just-
like, oh.
God.
Drake's house is just Neverland.
Oh my god!
That's awesome. Okay,
That
other than that, sure.
that, but I think it's just the amount of time he stayed relevant. Like we said, like he's been in the game for well more than a decade, right?
What about Taylor Swift? How is she not the new MJ? If anyone.
Queen of Pop.
I don't even know. I don't know how to make that comparison. People are just saying it, and I'm
It's a
just like,
stupid comparison to even try to make. Like, there doesn't need to be another MJ. Like,
Yeah.
each
Facts.
generation has its own
pop star.
superstars and
Yeah.
weird fucks. Like, we all have that shit going on.
And unfortunately, in our generation, we have Drake.
And it doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon.
He's going to be around for a minute,
Yeah.
I think.
If you had told me in 2017 or 2016 when Views came out, like 8 years from now, Drake is going to be even more famous and you're going to be hearing even more of his music and he's going to be even more in the news, I'd be very depressed about that. But here we are.
Even watching videos of his shows, it's just like, this dude doesn't seem like he wants to be here right now.
No.
You can just go. Like, you can
Yeah,
you can retire. Like,
retire.
you've got enough money. I'm sure you've got enough money. You could just do another Sprite commercial.
Nah, dude, he got to pay for all these hidden kids that he has.
True. There's got to be bills
Come
to
on,
pay.
child support expensive.
and you'd think if these allegations were true, the pedophilia and stuff, he would like get out of the public eye as quick as possible. Because
That is a
if he
good
just
point.
fell off the radar, no
one would be talking about.
yeah, and no one would be forced to look into him because that the FBI doesn't. No one really cares just because there's so much pressure and publicity around it
Yeah.
that they're like, okay, I guess we have to look into Drake now.
Yeah, it's probably more just like he likes little girls, but he's never like touched a little girl that we know of.
I don't know, man. There's been some incriminating photos of this man in the club with some underage girls.
That's true. There's been a lot of stuff resurfacing, let's say, over the last couple days.
Why would he go to clubs to do that? Just stay at home. He's not why has a club in his house?
He's like, yo, someone invite a bunch of kids over.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There is no way he doesn't have an amusement park in his house. Like
MJ?
Like MJ.
That was crazy, dude. Oh, man. Yeah, there's some really...
I don't know if I'll be able to find anything right now.
You probably won't. I mean, club photos is like come on. There's a whole bunch of other stuff.
You got to be a little bit more specific with your search.
I know.
Don't worry
I'm
about
just
the implications.
Right now.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not about to type like young girls with Drake.
With Drake. Looking good.
Cute young girls with Drake.
Yeah, I would avoid that.
At all costs.
His legal team must feel pretty weird sometimes when they're like scrubbing the internet. They're just like, what are like, we could search like Drake, Millie Bobby Brown. That's pretty obvious.
That's
but
the
like,
the obvious one.
Yeah. Most of it's scrubbed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what was Millie Bobby? He said he was like touching her.
He was just
something
like mentoring her,
yeah.
and they were like friends and stuff. And they would like Millie Bobby Brown would like post pictures on social media like of her like with Drake. It never seemed like too weird, but it was always one of those things where it's like Drake definitely from the outside seems like he has different intentions than Millie Bobby Brown. Like, she's like, we're friends. He likes me. Like we're hanging out. He's famous. It's fun. And then he's like, you're 17 and you're about to be 18. Like I'm gonna be in your life all the fucking time.
I will argue that I would say that it's a Dan Schneider kind of relationship. Yeah. I think that's the best way to put it. Like
grooming.
Yeah.
Grooming. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's not doesn't make it okay at all. Like it's a bad situation.
Yeah, if anything, it's more unokay because he's like it makes it more obvious that he knows he shouldn't be doing what he's doing. So he's like, I'm just gonna wait till you're 18 because then you're legal. And then it's like, well, age is really just a number anyway, right? Like, no, dude, she's fucking 18 and you're like almost fucking 40. Like yeah, fuck off.
Like the law is on your side, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's predatory.
Yeah,
like, come on.
Yeah,
now.
For sure.
Like that's disgusting.
And then Millie Bobby Brown got a boyfriend and then stopped hanging out with Drake promptly after that. Like, just weird shit like that, you know? Where it's like you can't help but try to connect some dots that might not necessarily be there.
Right.
But he didn't like dangle a kid out of the fucking balcony, so
yeah, true.
He played his cards out.
Again, completely forgot that Michael Jackson did that.
And we all watched it on TV, and we were just like, damn, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Imagine making music so good that people forgot you dangled a kid out of a balcony.
And that is Drake's goal now.
People
you just don't have
the
gas in the tank, though.
Oh my God.
It feels like things have been really unstable in the entertainment world ever since the Cat Williams incident.
I feel like ever since the Chris Rock, Will Smith thing,
it
bro,
goes back
it's all been
further.
going downhill.
Yeah.
People just can't. Like, rich people used to all be on the same team where they're like, we're the rich people, you're the poor people. Like, we entertain you, you give us money, we're a unified front. And now it's like, everything seems like kind of dissolving from the top down where it's like, celebrity doesn't mean the same thing to all famous people anymore. Where, like, you know, in the 80s and the 90s, if you were a movie star, like, you were a movie star. It was kind of like a one thing. But now it's like, if you're a movie star, you're also like a social media fucking figure, or you're like selling some product on the side, or you're like also a musician, or you like do all those things at the same time. It's just like,
you can argue the age of like TikTok did that. Like the
100%.
Like Instagram and Vine, TikTok, they did that because the access to celebrity status nowadays is, I would argue, it's a lot easier than when it was back in the day. You know, like, you can make one viral video of something insane. It get a lot of likes, retweets, shares, what have you, and boom, there goes. You get endorsement deals off of it. It becomes your shtick. I mean, look at that. There's this one TikToker talking about, you know, you're one of my new elite employees. That's a stick. And now she's famous off of that shit. Like, the ease of access to become a celebrity nowadays is insane.
Well, and people knew this already. It's a well-known phenomenon in culture, but it was, I think, rediscovered with the Cat Williams incident that like violence and malcontent will truly get you up the charts.
Oh, fact.
Like Cat Williams, he was a respected comedian, so like people still knew of Cat Williams, but he had been out of the zeitgeist for a while, and immediately like projected himself to the most famous person in the world just by spewing off a bunch of bullshit. Which I think there was legitimate stuff to what Cat Williams was saying, and he had stuff to get off his chest, obviously. But
like women in dresses, he does not like. Men in dresses. He does not like men in dresses.
Yeah, that's not one of the legitimate things. Don't put those words in my mouth, really. I just meant about like the like beefs he had with certain celebrities.
Yeah,
like Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
Shit. Yeah.
Which, as much hate as Kevin Hart can get, I am all for it. I cannot stand Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah,
anymore.
I agree.
He's the worst force in culture.
He is like stand-up
exists.
comedy Drake, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
That's-
like,
exactly.
There was just the roast of Tom Brady.
Oh my
And,
god,
I
yeah,
need
Kevin.
to watch that.
Nikki
Yeah.
Glazer made a joke because Kevin Hart was there. She made a joke.
He was hosting, right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
It was so funny. She said, I want to live a day in Kevin Hart's shoes, like wake up at 4 a.m., write a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
every day.
started tequila company.
Oh, man.
But yeah, no, I feel like the internet also just gives, like, because the internet is so everlasting, it's like people are thinking about their impressions in real time, like how it'll last on the internet. I feel like the Will Smith, Chris Rock thing, like maybe was kind of partially like that. Like Will Smith was like, we're going to look so fucking dumb on the internet, like forever. And that divide and like insecurity in like famous people now is like starting to show more, where it's like we're both the most famous like comedians of all time, or like we're the most famous rappers of all time, but we fucking hate each other. And it's like you get so much more of a peek behind the curtain because it's like everyone just posts everything they do on the fucking internet all the time.
Yeah.
And everything's instantaneous. Like if this rap battle happened in like the 90s, it'd be like, oh, Kendrick dropped a new diss track on 45 and you have to wait like a week to go hear it, and then you actually have to like buy it if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
Right.
And like you have to listen to it multiple times to really get it. Whereas now it's like, oh, they dropped another diss track on the internet, I'm just gonna go listen to it real quick. You don't really have to have a strong feeling about it one way or the other. Just be like, it happened,
Right.
and then move on.
No, I mean, these days you do have to have a strong feeling about it. Why? Because motherfuckers are going on the internet making reaction videos to it.
That's true.
They're listening to his shit in real time and like, oh my God, this is insane. Kendrick revealed that Drake's a pedophile type shit. I'm like, yo, man, like.
If there wasn't a camera on right now, you would literally just be sitting there like listening to it. You wouldn't be like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell you how many reaction videos I saw to this whole entire beef, dude. It's insane. Like it's literally what's on all my feed on Instagram.
and then people don't even care about the content anymore. They're like, oh, I'm glad that this happened because I get to react to it.
Right.
And then boom, then they get famous off of it. Like, come on, dude.
Mm-hmm. Hey, a rising tide raises all ships.
It's true.
That's true.
Shit's gonna hit the fan real soon, boys.
Yeah, the tsunami's coming. There's gonna be some shipping, there's some sinking ships here
my
soon.
God.
Just to circle back to this for a second, because I do think it's kind of crazy how under the radar this flew. Like with the Tupac thing in the Drake song, the AI lyrics, like full AI verses of Tupac and Snoop Dogg in the same song. Like, how are more people not like? I
Yeah,
feel like
it's
the
true.
main takeaway of this entire rap battle should be that like that shit should not just be okay. That shit should not just be fucking happening. Like, I want to know, like, did Tupac's family like give him permission to do that?
Yeah.
Like
Who cleared that shit?
I
the
would hope-
conjecture
I
was
would hope
that
no one
all the
cleared
shit
that.
was going straight to YouTube because of licensing issues, and it's like, well, if you can't get that shit licensed, maybe it's because you're using that shit without permission. Same thing for Kendrick too. Like, the Euphoria beat was lifted from something, I can't remember what exactly at the moment, but because he didn't get permission to use it by the time he had actually released the song, it wasn't on Spotify for a few days. And it's just like the way that people just lift content for their own whatever convenient use that they needed at the moment is just fucking terrifying. And like, not to be like that guy, but like, we're all artists sitting at this table right now. Like, the fact that people can just punch in a prompt into a computer and like get full bars of AI lyrics that are like usable and clearable evidently is just fucking terrifying. I just don't understand why people aren't just like so not okay with that. Like, when Tupac's been dead for over 20 years and then the first real thing that you hear of him, like his voice, is some AI shit being like, yo, Kendrick, like, you better like back off, you stupid bitch. It's like, this is so fucking
so
disrespectful.
That's so fucked.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
Like,
stupid.
Yeah, Drake should be completely discredited for even going there. But no,
Yeah,
no one's
100%.
gonna care.
No one's said no one's really said anything about it other than like, it's pretty interesting that he used AI lyrics. It's like, no, it's stupid,
dumb.
bro. It's lazy, and it's like reaching for all the wrong reasons.
Hence why I said Drake is not the rapper he used to be anymore. That man is like, that's why he's losing this rap battle. Like, he has nothing left in the tank. If you ask me, just retire, call it a day, because the day
Put him out to pasture.
Yeah, because like it's insane. Like, you use a rap legend's likeness by using AI to create to fabricate lyrics, to talk shit about someone who Kendrick looks up to a lot, and it's from the same fucking neighborhood.
Yeah, like literally.
Like, that's some grimy shit, bro.
Whose side would Tupac be on? Whose side is Snoop Dogg? Like, Snoop Dogg's fucking alive, bro.
Uh-huh.
I know Snoop didn't clear that shit neither,
Oh, there's
too.
no fucking way.
I bet you, man. I'm actually waiting for Snoop Dogg to drop a diss track against Drake, because that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you get AI to replicate Snoop's voice when bro is alive and well?
It's because he
It's about to
wouldn't
be the
do it,
dog
dude.
pile.
Like,
Yeah.
Drake and Snoop are like friendly collaborators. They work together frequently. Like, it just and
Drake and
again,
Kendrick, you
same
mean?
neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah. You said Snoop.
Snoop
Or,
and
you said
Snoop
Drake
and
Snoop.
Kendrick.
Snoop and
Yeah,
Kendrick.
sorry. No, they like collaborate together so frequently. Like,
Because they're all from California.
Yeah,
they're all California
yeah,
rappers.
yeah.
And Dre with Kendrick Lamar.
yeah. At the end of the day, it's
the
if it's
forefront.
like a good old rap battle of like East versus West, or just like this side versus that side. It's like none of the people that Drake says are on his side at all. Like,
True. That
all
is
of
the
the-
lamest thing you could have possibly done.
All of the people that are on Drake's camp now is like young as shit, can't even freestyle rap to save their life.
yeah,
Let's be real here.
they're not concerned about the rap aspect of it as much.
Nope.
Or like, yeah, like the culture aspect of it. Because like ultimately, like Drake's albums since Views, when was that, like 2017?
2016.
2016.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been any like large album like for the culture, I feel like.
None.
And like
Not
that's
a
all
single one.
Kendrick's done, is like everything he does is like for the culture. It's just like,
And he pointed that out too in the diss tracks. He's like, dude, you do nothing for the community. Stop acting like you're a black person. That's why he said, what was the end of Euphoria? He was like, we don't want to hear you say N-word no more. that line will forever stick with me, man.
it's
That's
so funny,
so
dude.
funny. But yeah, it's just like Drake doesn't do what people would consider woke rap anymore. It's all to stay relevant, and so he's losing so much. He's losing.
But and to your point earlier, Drake is just a pop star now at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So the pop audience, the masses, don't give a shit about any of this.
Nope.
Drake has so much staying power that, like we said, he's truly too big to fail.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because
On the masses, probably, especially the large majority of Drake fans, probably don't see like the full breadth of the beef. Like when we started this whole thing, you're like, I need to get to the bottom of how this started, because that's like a super important part of the puzzle. Is like, where did this come from? When did this start? Why did it start? Most people that know about this now think it started like last week, and they're just like, oh, it's just because Drake released a funny song. Like, that's all the context they care to know. And I feel like if they knew the whole story, they would definitely be like, oh, well, Kendrick's had this in the can for a while. Like, this has been a long time coming.
This was fire brewing
Yeah.
for a long time.
Do you think he's just like sick of Drake getting so much acclaim? Because like literally, even when Drake sucks, people still just fucking love him.
Yeah, it's
and then
too
Kendrick
big to
puts
fail.
out something
It's pure dick riding.
pretty good. Like
Yeah.
Mr. Morale wasn't anyone's favorite Kendrick album, I don't think, but like it was still pretty fucking good. And it didn't get like massive critical acclaim or anything by any standards, especially for a Kendrick album. I feel like Kendrick maybe is just like, I'm fucking sick of this shit. Like, it sucks, dude. It sucks when
I
you're
could imagine
genuine
that's
and everyone else just gets to the top by sucking.
And it's cool that hip hop of all genres actually has an avenue to express those frustrations. Because in like rock music, you can't, there's a band that like is getting acclaim for no good reason. Everyone fucking hates. All you can do is like badmouth them in interviews. There's
Yeah.
no
Wait,
such
really?
thing-
There's no like. Wait, are you telling me there's never been like a diss track between rock albums before?
Dude, we were talking about this the other day at work, actually.
Uh-huh.
And we've been talking about this at my work for a few days. It's kind of funny because there's a bunch of people at work who are, at my job, who are like kind of metalheads, like rock stuff. There's a bunch of like EDM people, obviously a big hip hop crowd. Everyone kind of just, it's a melting pot. But we were talking about like, why are there no indie diss tracks? Why are there no like heavy metal diss tracks? I feel like it's one of those things that was established early in the formation of hip hop, where it's like it was about delivering a raw and honest message and being genuine and not fucking around.
Mhm.
And like indie music is kind of the fucking opposite of that. It's like we're gonna dream about being the complete opposite of what we are, you know?
I'm sure there are examples, like the one that comes to mind, I think it was Deer Hunter and Smashing Pumpkins beefs a while ago because Deer Hunter made some sort of like slight in one of their lyrics to Smashing Pumpkins. But I think you had to kind of read between the lines.
It wasn't clear at all.
Yeah, it wasn't clear at all. But yeah, there has, to my knowledge, never been like a dedicated song to dissing another artist.
Yeah, people
between
just
rock
fight.
bands.
That's all that happens.
Even like sorry to bring it back to this, I'm not even doing it ironically this time, but the Battle of Britpop, like the music never alluded to like the other band, or it was like a battle between these two Britpop bands, Oasis and Blur, and they were both at the top of the charts and stuff. But they were just like writing normal songs and then fighting with each other outside of that and seeing whose songs got higher up the charts.
Or like the Jack White, Patrick Carney thing always comes to mind as well, because like, you know, you have two, like the Black Keys, which is just a duo, two people, and then White Stripes, Detroit duo as well. Black Keys, not from Detroit, but whatever. Jack White was basically just like, you stole my thing, because like we're a two-piece and you're a two-piece. Like, there's been two pieces throughout
It's
history
the
for
White Stripes and
hundreds
the Black
of years.
Keys, like
but yeah,
piano.
Jack White was just like, you stole my thing. Like, that's not cool. And Patrick Carney was just like, fuck you. And then they just got in a fight at a bar. Like just ego,
like
maniacs,
self-respecting
essentially.
adults.
Yeah,
not like
any.
not like
So,
these
like-
immature rap dudes writing poems about each other. Like
I was
freaks.
just about to say that. I was like, that's real beef right there. Fuck the studio, fuck the internet. No, we
Yeah.
we duking that shit
We're
out.
gonna
Right
get
quick.
hammered and beat the shit out of each other.
Hell yeah.
They're just not sophisticated enough to really put their feelings like that into a song and have it be effective.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just different art forms. And I think part of it too is like rock is so trapped in the like legacy shit of like the discography being very protected and sacred, and like no one really makes like one-off songs that aren't like a legitimate single or something. Where rap, one of the things that's great about it is like it does allow rappers to be so prolific and like put out so much stuff. So like, yeah, you can just write like a one-off diss track, throw it up quickly, have it be like a legitimate piece of art.
Nah, fuck that. I'm trying to hear a diss track from rock music. Let's hear it. Let's fucking hear it.
Look up rock
has
diss
to
track.
be.
There has to be one case of like a dedicated.
There has to be. Because I can say like for EDM, dude, there will never be an EDM diss track only because it's all about peace, love, unity, and respect.
True. This just came to mind. This is maybe a bad example because it was internal, but Hey Jude by the Beatles.
Yeah, I mean, that's not like, I guess there are like rock songs where they like talk about being unhappy with each other and stuff like that, but they're never like outwardly just like, yo, you like, they never call someone out by name. Like Kendrick literally said Drake's name. Like he was like, yo, Drake, like fuck you.
Yeah, but like some rappers back in the day weren't putting rappers' names.
That's true.
In
that is a newer thing.
This is just like Kendrick is outing Drake now because he fucking like to every fiber in his body he fucking hates Drake. And so I think that's
How did we not think of Sweet Home Alabama? Neil Young.
I guess
the Neil Young
fair.
reference in it. That's a legit diss track.
Wait, word?
Yeah, it's because Neil Young made disparaging comments about the American South, and Leonard Skinner took it to heart.
And we talked about that the Steely Dan diss.
Oh yeah, the Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles diss. But the Eagles were too thick-headed to even recognize. They were like, "Wow, Steely Dan mentioned us in a song. That's cool. I love Steely."
I mean,
Dan.
I would honestly take it as a compliment too. If someone releases a diss track about me, I'm just like, thank you. Like you're paying attention to me. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, no one's even making fun of us on the internet. We're not getting
yeah,
any love
it would
back.
help us a lot if people would roast us a bit, because then we could just we could have the reaffirmation that people are actually paying attention to what we do.
That's probably how Drake is thinking right now. Then
probably a little bit.
Yeah, to his point, like to his credit, like it's like, oh shit, Kendrick made a diss track about me. Everyone's taking shots at me. That's how famous I am. Like,
you have to be number one for people to take shots at you. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like no one's gonna take shots at number two.
Range Life, Pavement is another Smashing Pumpkins diss track. I mean, Smashing Pumpkins have been slighted into great lo-fi indie rock bangers.
I feel like that's just Billy Corgan in the 90s, dude.
Yeah.
He was such an asshole.
Yeah.
Well, Billy Corgan still is an asshole.
True.
I think he chilled out like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, tops.
He just got geezed out
Yeah.
recently. Like, he just became his old dudeness.
Yeah, he's like, I'm
outweighed
old
his
now.
assholeness. Do you ever listen to Smashing Pumpkins?
nah.
We should do a Smashing Pumpkins episode, maybe.
I've heard Smash Mouth.
I've been wanting to do a Smashing Pumpkins episode for a minute now.
That's quite a few songs. Wait, 12
songs. And like a lot,
For
like
diss
I know, like
tracks?
You're So Vain, Carly Simon.
Yeah, that doesn't count
but
as
that
a diss
doesn't count
track.
because you have to know, like,
It has to be someone in the biz.
and like
Yeah.
it has to be like relevant, not like you have to know a lot about Carly Simon's personal life.
Yeah.
To like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, because obviously there are a ton of rock songs.
If that
where
was the
someone's
case, then like
singing
all
about
of
a
Taylor
personal
Swift's
experience.
songs would
Are
be on
diss
this
tracks.
playlist.
Yeah, true.
That is so fucking
Good point.
Oh my god.
What's I wonder what I'll Stick Around is.
It's from
A
that
diss, too.
acoustic.
Well, no, I know the song, but why is it a diss track?
I don't know.
I mean,
Fuck
this,
you,
this
Apple
looks like a
Music.
user created playlist, so they were probably just like, "Oh shit, he dissing somebody."
Yeah. I have the feeling that he's dissing someone in this. Well, dude, I really feel educated on this. It was about Courtney Love.
Oh.
Ooh, wow. I think I maybe knew that, actually.
Interesting.
Grohl and Courtney Love have a very contentious
which
relationship.
I understand.
Which I understand, too.
I'm definitely I'm on Dave Grohl's side. Always I'm on
I'm
Dave
definitely
Grohl's
a
side.
bigger fan of Courtney Love's music than Dave Grohl's, but
That's so unfortunate.
I'm just joking. That whole album does fucking rock, though.
Oh my gosh.
Interesting. But which lyrics, though? I guess.
Probably just gotta look at the lyrics and
Yeah.
make that assumption for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, Julian. Why don't you do some independent research and figure it out for yourself?
Because I'm illiterate.
I don't know anything.
See, but even as a diss track, this is just weak. I thought I knew all it took to bother you. Every word I said was true. That you'll see. That's just some wah shit, dude. Like Drake and Kendrick, it's like you're a pedophile. You beat your wife. Like your whole family hates you. Like I'm gonna convince your whole family to hate you.
You're hiding secret
and then Dave
love
Grohl
children.
is just like, I've told you the truth, and someday you'll realize that. Fuck you.
I really hope you can grow enough as a person.
Oh
to
my gosh.
Yeah.
That just means rock music needs to be more aggressive, man. I'm sure. No, there gotta be some metal diss tracks. There's no fucking way.
See, again, with metal, dude, like, I could be wrong. I probably am. The metal that I'm thinking of, those dudes just fight. They literally just fight each other, like, physically.
Or sneak onto the stage and shoot them in the head.
Like well, and metal's also
like
weirdly...
how Biggie did Tupac?
True.
Metal's a weirdly supportive community, so it's like if someone's doing something cool, everyone else is usually just like, yeah, you do that. But like, again, like the origins of hip hop were like, if you're doing something that's like kind of like what I'm doing, then that means you stole my thing. Like every style's unique, every person has their own thing, so you have to just stick to like your lane way more. In metal, like if a band was just like blatantly rip off another metal band, I feel like most of the time they would just be like, oh, well, that's like a compliment. Like, that's pretty cool. Like,
you
you like,
I inspired you.
yeah, you like what we're doing. If it's like a direct rip off, then obviously you get fucking sued. But
have you guys seen the George Bush 9/11 Drake memes?
No.
It's the famous picture of when 9/11 happens, George Bush is like reading to children, and then one of his goons comes on, and it's like third plane. It's someone superimposes Drake's face over Bush's, and it's like a third diss track is dropped. It's been cracking me up.
I'm still waiting on Kendrick's response to Drake's latest track because it's just like the streets need it, man. We've been needing this shit for a while. Rap been too soft. We need the conflict.
yeah,
true.
It is interesting. Like, rap has become so collaborative over the last 10 years. Where I mean, it was always very collaborative, but it was more like regionally collaborative, and now it's just like everyone's working with everybody else. It's kind of like a melting pot.
Right.
It is just interesting. Like, do you think a beef will make everyone start to work individually a little bit more, or make more of the regional thing pop out again, or you think it just won't have a long-term effect?
I think we can't go back to the regional. The reason why it was a regional collaborative effort before is because we didn't have the internet. Now we do. So we're talking about Drake. Drake's from Canada. What rapper do you know that's from Canada?
Yeah, I don't know.
Get the hell Snow Informer. That's a great song.
Snow Informer.
Informer.
Oh, no. But anyway.
That's the only other Canadian rapper I know.
I don't know any other. Besides Drake, I don't know any Canadian rapper. So that'll kind of like put into perspective how like social media has played a part into why everything's such a melting pot now. I would hope that this starts to bring about like an individual effort, but I doubt it. Everything's become so collaborative now. Like, as a matter of fact, it's unfortunate, but Drake is so famous that he's literally putting other rappers on the map. So everyone's gonna flock to Drake to help him out. While Kendrick's just like doing his own thing. He got TDE. He not worried about shit. Like, he's gonna stick to his own formula.
Yeah.
If we knew what was good for us, Julian, we would have been way more on Drake's side for this. What if Drake helped us out? I
mean, I would rather like die poor and unfamous than accept help from someone who is attracted to little kids.
Like,
well, dude, if you know anything about the entertainment industry, at some point we're going to have to.
We're going to have to work with someone who's attracted to little kids.
Yeah, it's unavoidable.
See, I think
no Diddy.
We're on like
How did we not even mention Diddy this whole time? Holy shit.
I mean, that's old news, right?
It's not old. It's
no,
still going
it's still,
on.
yeah.
It's still
really?
The best is ahead of us when it comes to Diddy.
No
way
he's
not
new
going to
stuff
get murdered.
has
I mean,
happened?
it's still just kind of like he's
he
still
missing?
hiding. There's still like a case being built. He's not missing. He's just
hiding,
somewhere
whatever
else.
you want to
Yeah,
say.
I think they know where he's at, but he just hasn't re-entered the U.S. And I think they're just building the case against him and probably planning his assassination.
You know what all innocent people do? Run and hide.
Yeah. Rule number one.
That's a good
if you want to
sign.
appear innocent,
Yeah.
deny and
Don't tell
get out
anyone
of the
where you
country.
are and just
Yeah.
leave as soon as possible.
All right. Well, join us next week for the P. Diddy episode. Quincy, I hope you'll be back
No,
then.
I know nothing about that, dude.
Let's do it like a MJ /
The Diddler. I mean,
No,
I'm not the
diddler-
first one to come up with that.
The
But
diddler is insane work, bro. That's crazy.
he was asking for it.
Oh my god.
My
it was
homie-
there all along.
Dude,
we
my
knew.
homie kept being like, with all the rap battle shit, he kept being like, "You've seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia, right?" I'm like, if we're comparing real life to episodes of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, something is
We've reached a
fucking
new
wrong.
level. Yeah. Yeah. It's left The Simpsons and entered Always Sunny in
Yep,
Philadelphia.
they're
That's
the
how
ones
crazy
that
shit
are now
is
calling
getting.
it.
Yeah.
We don't diddle kids.
Oh my god.
You have to pay the trolls toll.
Gotta be younger than my daughter.
All right, Quincy, thanks so much, bro, for coming on.
Absolutely.
Anything to plug? You got some shows coming up.
I got 2 shows coming up and possibly a third. So May 25th at the Coast, playing at Flow, which is a deeper melodic techno melodic house set.
Hell yeah.
So be cool. Then on June 22nd, playing at the Atrium for Treehouse, another house set will be cool. And then possibly in August, Traitor Fat.
Oh, nice.
Might be playing at New Belgium.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, they were looking for some. I was there for a bingo night. Yeah, I'm old as shit. I was there for a bingo night, and I remember going to Twitter Fat last year. I was like, oh man, they have a DJ up there. Shit, I would love to do it. So I asked the bartender, hey, can I play there? And they were like, yeah, just email me your SoundCloud. I was like, bet. So I've yet to send the email yet, but it is in the works. I will probably be playing Twitter Fat this year. So
Hell yeah.
Hell yes. That'll be awesome.
yeah.
I'm going to be super drunk.
Yeah,
there.
we're all gonna be real
I'm gonna,
sloppy.
Yeah, disrupt your set.
Trust me when I say I will be very plastered on that stage.
Hell yes. I'm looking forward to that. All right, cool, bro. Well, hope you come back on the pod soon
For sure.
for the Diddler episode. And yeah, till then, thanks for
I
listening.
just don't
everyone.
feel good about us ending this on Diddler episode.
That's just nasty work.
But I guess that's the way it's gonna go.
That's the way it has to go.
All right.
There's no other way.
Okay.
Drop a famous pedophile in the comments.
But yeah, the list is continuing to grow.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.